So let's get started with code-based agentic frameworks. And these frameworks are meant for AI developers. So by using these frameworks, we can build agentic workflows and we can code agents from scratch. So we have already seen a code-based agentic workflow, which is LangChain in our previous lecture, right? So if you notice here, we were able to build an agentic AI application by using LangChain. Okay. We have several code-based agentic frameworks available in the market, but these are most popular ones: LangGraph, LangChain, LlamaIndex, Small Agents, and AutoGen. So far, the most popular code-based agentic framework is LangGraph. LangChain was first introduced, and then LangGraph was introduced. Okay, so this is the official LangChain website. LangChain is widely known as OG, that is original gangster, and LangChain is the most established framework. And LangChain was launched in late 2022 and it became popular and the fastest growing open source project on GitHub by mid 2023. And LangChain is an open source library which makes it easier to connect LLMs with data and APIs in a chain or agent loop. Okay. And LangChain provides modular components, that is prompts, memory or tools, right? All these interfaces are provided by LangChain. So we will be able to build everything from chatbots to autonomous agents, right? And you can think of LangChain as the general purpose toolkit for LLM apps and agents, and LangChain is used by thousands of developers. Okay, so that is a brief introduction about LangChain. And the next one is LangGraph. So let me take you to this official website. Okay, so this is about LangGraph, right? So gain control with LangGraph to design agents that reliably handle complex tasks, right? So that is the intent of LangGraph. So LangGraph is the newer framework from the team of LangChain, and it takes a graph-based approach to agent orchestration. And instead of defining a linear chain of calls, we will define a graph of possible steps and decision points. So this will allow for complex workflows with conditional branching, and LangGraph is ideal when an agent might have to handle many possible subtasks, right? So if you are dealing with the complex project, then go with LangGraph. Okay, and LangGraph is considered more low level and controllable than LangChain's built-in agents. Okay, so you have more control if you use LangGraph. And this LangGraph supports developers the ability to chart out exactly how an AI should navigate a task, right? Like a map with multiple routes, right? And LangGraph is best used when you need that extra control over an agent's decision flow, right? But why do you use frameworks such as LangChain or LangGraph? Because they have built-in functions which can be used to create an agent that uses React prompting, right? So if you see in our code, so LangChain provides these built-in functions, right? So if you see here, this is the create React agent. So by using this function which is provided by LangChain, we are able to initialize an agent, right? So because of that reason, we are relying on these either LangChain or LangGraph frameworks. And this create React agent, this function is from LangChain, right? So similar to LangChain, we have functions available inside LangGraph as well. So if you see LangGraph create React agents, this is deprecated. So let's go and see the latest version. So if you see here, this is how we'll create agents in LangGraph, right? So we have create underscore agent function is available inside LangGraph framework, right? So if you notice, either LangChain or LangGraph frameworks under the hood, they follow thought, action, observation loop that we have seen in the previous lecture, right? So you can see the agent loop, right? So the LLM selects the tools and uses their output to fulfill a user request, right? So essentially all these code-based frameworks use the thought, action, observation loop, which is already implemented by these frameworks. So that is the reason why these code-based agentic frameworks are very popular. So far we have seen LangGraph and LangChain code-based agentic frameworks. And the next one is LlamaIndex. So let me take you to this official web page. So LlamaIndex delivers the world's most accurate agentic OCR and document specific AI workflows powering complete enterprise automation. Okay. So LlamaIndex is formerly known as GPT Index, and LlamaIndex is the go-to framework for LLMs plus your domain specific data, right? So LlamaIndex specializes in retrieval augmented generation, that is RAG based systems, and LlamaIndex will let you build agents and assistants that can ingest and query large external data sets or documents, right? So if you have your domain specific data, then you go with LlamaIndex. For example, with LlamaIndex, you can set up an agent that indexes a knowledge base and intelligently fetches facts to answer any question, right? So it provides pre-built agents like a question answering agent, right? So you don't have to build everything from scratch. And it also provides tools to integrate with databases, vector stores, and APIs, etc. Okay. And LlamaIndex is best used when your agent needs to know about specific data, right? So LLM will have general intelligence. And beyond that, if you want your agent to know any domain specific data, then you go for LlamaIndex. So LlamaIndex is good for RAG based applications that involves indexing of documents, right? But now they are providing agentic AI workflows as well. So we will be building agentic RAG systems in the coming lectures by using LlamaIndex. Okay, and code based frameworks have more control over the low code or no code frameworks, right? And the next code-based agentic framework is AutoGen. So this AutoGen is provided by Microsoft. So this is the official website of AutoGen, a framework for building AI agents and applications, right? So AutoGen framework is from Microsoft and it is best used for multi-agent communication. Okay, and you can use it as a conversation between multiple specialized agents. For example, let's say you have an QA assistant agent which is interacting with a dev assistant agent and passing tasks between multiple agents. For example, let's say if you want to pass any task between QA assistant agent and dev assistant agent, right? So you can do that by using this framework. And AutoGen provides high level patterns like group chats, hierarchical chats. That means one agent managing others, right? So that is the hierarchy. And you can also provide human in the loop as well as a feedback. And the most important feature of AutoGen is its ability to do code execution. That is, AutoGen agents can automatically run generated code in various environments. For example, local shell or Docker or Jupyter, right? So as part of their reasoning. For example, researchers have used AutoGen to have one agent generate code and other agent critiques that code and test the generated code solutions. So this AutoGen acts like an AI pair programming, right? So this is kind of a multi-step reasoning process where the agent work together to get a correct answer or working program, right? Don't worry about all these things. Once we start building the project, then we will get more understanding, right? And the next code-based agentic framework is small agents. So small agents is from Hugging Face. So let me take you there. Okay, so this is from Hugging Face, and small agents is the best to keep things simple and small, right? So that is, you can build powerful agents in just a few lines of code by using this small agents. Okay, so small agents is an open source Python library designed to make it extremely easy to build and run agents using just a few lines of code, right? With small agents, instead of having LLM output actions in JSON or text, it lets the agent write and execute Python code directly as its way to take actions. Okay, so we have code as actions feature. So that means This code as actions approach can be highly efficient because small agents report up to 30% fewer steps and API calls by having AI generate code to solve subtasks rather than giving lengthy instructions, right? So you don't have to write lengthy instructions, right? Instead, it will generate the code and execute the code. For example, if an agent needs to do some math or web scraping, right? Then it can write a small Python code to do so and run it and use that result. Okay? And small agents is lightweight. The core logic is around 1000 lines of code and it is developer friendly. And in case if you want to build quick prototyping versions, right, then you go with small agents. So like I said, this small agents is from Hugging Face. Okay. So the team at Hugging Face has created this small agents and this is the simplest code based framework to learn. And you can see the documentation over here. So we will start building agentic workflows using small agents first, and then we will move on to LlamaIndex and LangGraph. Okay, so we will cover LangGraph, LlamaIndex and small agents in the upcoming lectures in detail. So we will be building hands-on projects. So these are the most popular code-based agentic frameworks, right? So LangChain, LangGraph, LlamaIndex, small agents and AutoGen, right? We have already seen LangChain and we will cover LangGraph, LlamaIndex and small agents in the upcoming lectures. Okay, so you don't have to learn every single framework, because if you learn few frameworks, then you should be able to learn other frameworks easily, right? So that's the high level overview of code based agentic frameworks. All right, thank you.